Hey everybody, I hope you're having a nice weekend. Before we go outside and I show you some things that need to be done for this week, I just wanted to show you that I found this random tomato plant growing in one of the beds, so I decided to transfer it inside just to see what would happen. So if you happen to find any, I think I saw another tomato plant popping up in another bed and now I can't remember where. But if you happen to find that or something else, we can just try it and see what happens. It's looking a little wilty, so not the happiest right now, so we'll just see if we can get it to grow. It might be a fun experiment. Just have a couple of things to water in the greenhouse. I'm still trying to figure out where all these plants are gonna go. I have some set aside to take to battle, but they don't need as many as I thought they would. And I also want to pop some out in a couple of beds, and I'll show you that when we get outside. I have some lettuce set aside that I'm thinking we'll plant out in the beds, and I'll show you that. We still have lots of seeds in here. All those boxes down there and this box that need to be sorted. For this week, in terms of harvesting, we can keep harvesting the collards. There are more collards out in the garden that I'll show you. There are some things up in this front bed, which is no longer an employee bed. So just remember that you can come up here and harvest. Actually Marilyn harvested most of the choy out of this bed, so I planted some shallots in here. But there's, we can harvest some of the kale, and I think these are, oh no, that's another cabbage. But I think these are collards in the back, and then the mustard here. We can harvest some of that this week. And I remember that I read a useful little rule of thumb for how much greens to harvest off of a plant, and I'll try to find that again, because I know in winter in summer you can harvest quite a bit more off of the plant, but in winter you should leave more of the leaves, and it'll help protect the plant when it starts getting cold. So I'll try to dig up that information. Okay, and here we can keep harvesting the lettuce. I think Katie got a lot of the lettuce that looked like it was going to bolt last week. More of it might bolt this week because it's going to be warmer again. But if not, we can harvest some of these bigger leaves on the bottom and leave kind of this inner part intact. This bed I keep kind of thinning out. Some of these rutabagas, I don't really know what's going on with them. They're no drier than anything else in the garden, but they seem to just constantly, the leaves are getting crunchy. So I did plant some other stuff out here from those free plants that I got. Some Brussels sprouts and some cauliflower. So we can put different stuff in here if we need to. We can keep harvesting some of the broccoli leaves off of these purple sprouting broccoli. I've just been doing I don't know, 10 leaves at a time combined off of these plants, just kind of the real big ones. We can keep harvesting lettuce in here. And then you'll see some of the lettuce got harvested last week and there's some blank spots. That's where I was thinking we would put that lettuce that's set aside in the greenhouse. We need to harvest, let me see what else. Oh, there's mustard here in bed 7 that we can harvest. Just like the biggest leaf or two off the plant. Oh, and here are the other collards in the blue barrel, and then there are collards here in the stand-up bed that we can harvest. And then I think we can probably harvest more of this Tokyo Bacana too. So, and there's only I think it's just these front 4 plants that look the biggest. So we can harvest that. And then there is one kohlrabi that is ready. This one in the back left. I think that's a good size, and we can harvest the full thing and include the leaves. We might want to put a little write-up or a little note in it how to harvest or how to use it. The bulb, or it's not really a bulb, it's a swollen stem, I believe. You take the greens off, you can use those like a hardy green like kale or collards, and then this part you can peel it and then eat it fresh or cooked. And let's see what else is on my list. Oh, so there are little borage plants that are popping up all over the place. Here's one. Here's one. And you can see the bees love them. So, I don't know, maybe we could leave this one out since it's blooming. That's fine. If it's not blooming, let's try to dig it up and bring it in the greenhouse, and I just want to see what happens. Here's one. See, here's another borage plant that has popped up recently, and like all the little flying things love it. So we'll leave that one here. But then there's this one. It's like every time I turn around, I see a borage somewhere. I know that there are more. But anyway, so we can start kind of pulling those up and bringing them in the greenhouse. I'm just really curious to see if we can overwinter them. So we'll do that this week. We can keep deadheading the sunflowers. I already did today. Oh, but look, see, there's one I missed. Keep deadheading the sunflowers. We can, all of this back here, let's go ahead and pull it out and kind of get this whole area cleaned up. There's lots of stuff on the ground. I might have to use some nasty chemicals, but I figured we'll at least kind of get started on getting all this cleaned up. I know that you can kind of get in here if the seed is spent and kind of get some of the seeds out, and just sprinkle those on the ground. I don't know if they have to be like really dried out to do that, or if you can just kind of shake them and that's okay. If anybody else knows more about flowers than I do, feel free to chime in. And this is more mustard back here in this bed, but I don't think, maybe there's just like a leaf or two that could be harvested. We will need to water back here along the shed and in the rain garden because we still are getting no rain this week, which stinks. But I do want to keep this bird bath topped up if possible. Ooh, I see a monarch. Let's see if I can get close to it. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, it's flying away. The other day when Katie and I were here, the birds were just going crazy when we filled up the water here and had the sprinkler going. It's like you can really tell that they need some water. So we'll try to help the little guys out. I've been collecting seeds from this moonflower plant, so if anybody wants some to keep for yourselves, feel free. But when these little pods here dry out, you can just break it up, like break it open, and there are 2 to 3 little kind of like pea-sized white seeds in them. So I have a little baggie full in the greenhouse, but feel free to grab some. That's why I'm kind of leaving this plant go, even though it looks a little rough. And we can harvest some rosemary and thyme this week. I'm just looking at my list real quick. I think that's about it. Maybe one other thing. This mum is not looking the best. And deadheading doesn't seem to really be doing much for it. But I was thinking we could pull out this mum and plant one of the other vegetable plants that I have in the greenhouse. So that's something else that we can do. And I think that is about it. Again, we'll have to be doing some watering this week. I have the irrigation coming on Sunday, tomorrow morning, because things are looking a bit dry. And then I'll probably have it turned back on Wednesday or Thursday, maybe Wednesday, because I think it's supposed to be warmer this week. But yeah, so if you're here, we'll have to, I'm sure, water something. But I'll leave notes in the greenhouse. I should be here Monday, Wednesday, Friday mornings, have my regular schedule this week. And if you're here and have any questions, feel free to always give me a call or shoot me a text. Thanks as always, guys. Bye-bye.